we know very well. I remember producer were calling Desmond Elliott. They were calling a few guys in Lagos, including one of the known small young actors, then Princess Oji. Every of these guys were calling money on the phone. Every of them, they used a flight to fly them from Lagos to Abuja. Now, how does this apply to the tech industry? There are many people who are in the tech who doesn't even know where to actually, in fact, let me even do a sample. How many of us are actually in tech and you're more confused now that you're in tech than when you even before wanted to start? Microphone, I'm going to ask him one question now. Please.
Been there, you would not understand. And if you look at the standard of the event today and GDG Devfest events before, you would understand. My dear, I don't understand why everybody is doing tech. Some people are doing tech and are broke. Some people are doing tech and are making a lot of money. Some people are doing tech and are earning in naira. Some are doing tech and earning in dollars. Some people are doing tech, and when you ask them, what are you doing in tech? They've been learning for 2 years. They can't. There are some people that are tech people around you. Park. They hang flash drive. Those IT guys are also making money. The same way tech guys are making money. But there's a big difference. And I would encourage you guys to be tech guys, not IT guys. Do you understand the difference? You won't carry the kekeko. And then you do skill acquisition program for makeup. And then you're training 20,000 people sponsored by government to make up which people. However, it was what the government was doing. And a lot more people were doing skill acquisition program. So it was supposed that if you go for the skill acquisition program and you learn, the next day you become CEO, open your shop. Isn't it? But that's what it is now. Am I right? Let's say open your shop. So, the apprenticeship system is what we see mostly by people in the East. Though it happens almost everywhere, but it was made very popular by people in the East. Where they come to the village and pick the guy, or anywhere, pick a guy, and then the guy goes to serve as an apprentice under someone, and over the years he will learn everything about it and start his own business, or build his own empire, as it were. It can also happen. Even in Port Harcourt here, it happens where somebody has a welding machine, somebody comes to learn as an apprentice. And so that learning phase, manage your profits, and then the person opens up his own business. So the family trade was not a bad idea. Skill and apprenticeship system was not a bad idea. But you would agree with me that a lot of people don't want to do this anymore. Nobody wants to wake up and just follow their family trade. Nobody wants to go for skill acquisition or apprenticeship system and just go ahead. So school came in and said, have a degree, you would have a job, you would have a future, and so on. Right? And we all went to school and came out with the certificate. Did the certificate determine your future? For most people, no. For most people, the certificate did not determine their future. However, what you get out of the learning process in school or with peers and so on is what is determining your future. Right? There are people that have studied medicine in school, but because they attend a church and they play keyboard in the church, that keyboard gives them more money than what they learned in school. How many of you know that? So even the primary skills you learn, the things you learn, are as important as the school you go to. But now the boss of tech has come to play a field where everybody can participate in whatever skill you have can be exported with tech. You can use it to make money with tech. So the background around this slide is to help you understand that tech is not asking you to do anything else but to expand what you already have. So if you know how to cook, tech would expand the cooking. Are you following? Are we together? Good. So if you know how to dance, let tech expand the dancing. Right? We don't all have to be developers or designers. Whatever you do, whatever you know, there are some people that are gifted in teaching. And if you bring 5 people, they can teach the 5 of them and they would understand it. So if you're gifted in teaching, why do you want to go and code? No. Why don't you focus on teaching? True story. I've had a lady. She's not just a girl. She's a lady. She did Olotu Square Tech Fellowship, Developer Fellowship. And in HTML, okay, CSS, she was still trying to understand before we went into JavaScript. One afternoon, she did not know I was by the lobby. She just walked in and sat down and just started crying. And I was seated by her, but she did not know that someone was seated there. She just started crying. I waited for a while to understand if it was actually cries and tears. And then I tapped. Okay, I almost mentioned her name. Okay. So I tapped her and like, what's happening? I'm not understanding anything. And I told him I'm not understanding anything. I told him. Even the class yesterday, I did not understand anything. Now they've given assignment. My dear, don't let tech frustrate you. There are different things you can do in tech. That's what I'm trying to say with this slide. So, who is a techie now? A techie is somebody that knows how to use tech. A techie is somebody that loves using tech. And a techie is someone... Yeah? Okay, I think that's an error. But the last one is somebody that builds tech products. That's the last one. So please help me correct that in your mental. So the first is somebody that knows how to use tech. The second is somebody that loves using tech. And the third is somebody that builds tech products. The reason why I have this definition of a techie is because a developer will tell you I'm a techie. And then when a digital marketer comes, he wants to appear like he's more techie than a digital marketer. No, you're not. Right? A designer is as much of a techie as a developer. Loud it. So, is as good as a developer. Right? I was embarrassed once saying I'm a techie, tech, and then somebody now asked me about something in TikTok that is not tech. I'm like, damn. I don't even have TikTok app. I don't know how the algorithm works. I'm not interested in TikTok. But Mr. Bruce, if you're this good in tech, you should know how TikTok. No. It's not my department. Right? However, there's a 200 level student that bought an iPhone, install TikTok, do videos every day, edit videos without even going for any training, and post regularly, and has a lot of followers. And then you now stand up and say, I do HTML, CSS, I'm a techie. She's not. Are you getting what I'm saying? So, by virtue of being in this hall, let's all be clear about what a techie is and carry ourselves along when it comes to being in tech. Everybody that knows how to use tech, loves using tech, and build tech products is a techie. Okay. So we have two main types of techies, dividing it by hardware and software. So the hardware techies are the guys that do the hardware maintenance, building the hardware, repairs, engineering, networking, IoT experts, electronics engineers, right? So tech is not all about only computing. Because I see some people, when they talk about tech, they want to talk about only computing technology. There are other technologies. There's health technology also. Right? When you go to see a doctor and they take a BP machine to check you, that's technology. So it's not every time we mention tech that we just close it onto computing technology. There are different kinds of technologies. So These guys play a role in that. Then in software, we have designers, and then we have developers and engineers. Is my time up? Two minutes. Okay. Okay, please let me not use. I have less time. So we have designers and then we have developers. I'll just run through my side. The choice. So even if this is the main thing you take out of my presentation, I'll just round it up there. So the choice. The first thing, the parameter of choosing what you want to do in tech. The first is the time. The time you want to learn that particular tech skill. And this is already the time where there is high adaptation across board. Every country, every continent, every nation, every state, every city, everybody is talking about tech and how to use tech. So getting a tech skill puts you definitely relevant amongst everybody that you talk to or you meet. So the time is already here. The next thing I would want to emphasize is personality. If you're good in dancing, talking, singing, being expressive, why are you not a content kind of techie? You can be a content kind of techie. And when I mean content kind of techie, it does not mean that you have to be a comedy skit maker, because that's what is becoming the norm. Meanwhile, you forget that companies need somebody to do adverts for them. Companies need people that would communicate the same way they can communicate when they're wearing suits in their office. Right? Companies do trainings, so they run tutorials, and you would describe that training better than they will. So as a techie that has the flair for talking, singing, dancing, you can create has a place with tech. So stop worrying about the plenty careers. Rather, apply tech to enhancing that career, and your personality will just help you expand it. Let me give one example more of a personality, which is something I don't have, but I really admire in people. Time management. That's why I came late, Dev. Time management is a very big problem for a lot of people, and I'm inclusive, right? Being organized is something people do very well. They plan their day before, plan their week before, and so on. So if you already know how to do that naturally, why are you not a product manager? Why are you not a project manager in tech? There are several things you can do in tech, being that thing you already are, right? So your personality has a lot of way to go about that. Then the support to learn. Please, don't tell me you're a techie and you're building space engineering in Port Harcourt. Where? Obibo? Or where? You don't have the resources. You don't even have lecturers that can guide you. You don't have that degree of physicists or astronauts and so on that can give you the support to learn. Then what are you doing telling us that you're a... No, young man. No. When you're making a choice to tech, make sure you have the support system around you. And if you don't have the support system around you, you ask questions about the support system. Good enough we're in GTG. GTG has a very large community of techies across board, and they can all be your support system at any point in time. So make sure that you're not frustrated because you don't have a support system. Then the next is opportunities. Ask questions about the opportunities. I'll give you a bad example. I have somebody that went to do CCNA, CCMP, CCIE, is looking for a job, and with all the CCs he has, it does not fit into SMEs. It can only be for bigger companies that can afford that kind of infrastructure. Is that structure? So when you're learning a particular skill, you should first make a research or ask questions about the fact that opportunity